Smarmore, I think the culture would favour an embracing of alternative therapies as much as traditional therapies. So, for instance, on Friday we would seek to deliver equine therapy, which with our equine therapist. We also have writing therapy and music therapy. All of this not only helps people decompress from a long week of very deep therapeutic work, it also enables people to engage with alternative therapies and maybe open up areas within themselves as well that it might be regular therapy doesn't access. So the integration of therapies is very easy because we're dealing with one condition, which is addiction predominantly. We do have a dual diagnosis approach, but predominantly there has to be an addiction present in order to be admitted to Smarmore. So everything we do centres on that, and the bedrock of that approach is the 12 steps, and everything gets built from that. So the 12 steps does not fight or does not prevent us from approaching a psychodynamic approach, which will be into childhood issues, or a CBT approach, or a DBT approach, or even an expressive art therapy approach. All of these are appropriate because it helps each person engage with aspects of themselves that maybe are hidden or suppressed. So there's nothing within the 12 steps that will stop us working with unconscious processes, if that's where it goes, or with CBT, if that's what's required, or with emotional regulation, or with trauma therapy, or with body-focused therapy in terms of how people present in the room. None of that. And that's why the 12-step approach and the Minnesota model is a perfect model for treatment, because it enables the bedrock, a solid foundation, to be in place the moment somebody steps through the doors. And from there, an individual treatment plan then can be developed and will fit perfectly well with what we have to offer. I think the Smarmore's unique approach is twofold. That we have a very holding and compassionate approach and relation-driven approach to each and every person who comes in that door. So our number one priority is to establish a relationship with every single patient. And from there we can do the hard work of addiction treatment, because it's coming from a good place. It's coming from the place of having a healthy relationship, having a supportive relationship, a caring relationship. And that injects itself into the walls and injects itself into the community. And that enables them to hear sometimes addiction needs to be challenged, sometimes denial needs to be challenged, sometimes behaviour needs to be challenged. And all of that can happen from the solid home-from-home environment that we offer here.
I think what makes Smarmore special is first of all, the location. The location that we have here is beautiful, but also the people that are here, the people that you meet when you come through these doors, mainly the community, the members of the community, people that have gone through all sorts of things in life but are still here standing. The resilience that we see in here is incredible. We take power from them and they take power from us. And I think that family atmosphere, that community atmosphere that we provide here is so important for a person coming in that may not have people on the outsides, that they feel seen and heard for the first time in their lives. The level of support that you'll receive in Smarmore as well, from medical staff right down to therapists, right down to the catering. We all work as one big team here, and I think that's what makes it really special. My favourite thing about working at Smarmore is the team support. Having your members of the team to bounce questions off, to run any issues by, having a team that have a similar background maybe to you training wise, but also having the wider team, the multidisciplinary team as well, is really, really helpful if you know that the care is going to be seen from start to finish. And if the person does have a medical issue or medical query, to know that there is a team of experts there to help as well. The kind of family feeling in Smarmore is amazing. We all work together as a community. There's no difference between staff and patients. We all kind of want the same thing. We're all working towards the same goal. And I think that's one of the most lovely things about working here in Smarmore.
Yeah, I've been working in medicine now for 40 years this year, and I've worked in a variety of countries, different locations, different types of work. I trained as a GP initially, but I've been working exclusively in addiction for 20 plus years. I find the work that I do in Smarmore very satisfying, very rewarding, and working with the professionals that I do, I find it a really inspiring place to work. I think that we provide a very good service, and I'm happy to recommend it to anybody.
There's no cure to alcoholism. It's same as if there's no cure to someone being allergic to peanuts. If you take peanuts and you've got an allergic reaction to peanuts, you're going to have anaphylactic shock. So what you do with that is you remain abstinent for peanuts for the rest of your life, and you can recover from that. What alcoholics and addicts recover from is a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. When they walk in here and when they're around their families and when they're drinking and using, definitely seems as if they're in quite a hopeless state of their mind and their body. And I believe wholeheartedly that that's what they recover from, is a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Contingent on the use of the tools and the fellowships after here, and their aftercare plan and their recovery program and their treatment process. The longer and the more effort they put into that, the more chances I've got. Again, back to that book, Alcoholics Anonymous, it says rarely have we seen a person fail who's thoroughly followed their path. Adopt the 12-step program as a part of the Minnesota model, and guide our clients to that when they leave, because we see it as highly, highly beneficial. So I hope that makes sense in relation to the difference between recovery and cure. There is no cure yet, there is a recovery.
The opportunity to have a better life is waiting on the doorstep here. And we want people to have better lives. We don't want lives ruined. We want to help people in any way that we can. And we'll always work with our best intentions and with people's best interests at heart. And yes, it may be very, very scary, but you'll be welcomed with open arms, and hopefully you'll be going out with a new life waiting just around the corner.